What's up, guys? NepentheZ here, and welcome back to another MFL video where I am hopefully bringing this to you guys about 30 minutes to 60 minutes before the registration window closes. And the reason why I'm hopeful for that is because you still have time, just about. You still have time to get yourself registered. If you're thinking to yourself, man, I cannot get it together in time, do yourself a favor, just go onto the scouting page. So accepted rev share of 0 of auto accept or 1% of auto accept, and just get enough players in your team to actually register the team and then figure out the rest afterwards. And the reason why I say that, it might be too late for you now, mind you. But the reason why I say that is because registration closes today at 10 p.m., 90 minutes away. But a transfer window doesn't close until next Friday, and the first game isn't until Wednesday. So you've got 48 or so hours after registration closes to actually sort your team out. So there you go. That's how you would get involved. With that being said, guys, if you do want to get involved in MFL, the code on the screen right now is the one to use, or it's in the description or the pinned comment as well. And upon using that and getting your brand new starter club, you will get a free player from me, and for the next 14 hours, you will also get a free pack, a free starter pack. And I have now seen 3 of you that have signed up using my link get a rare card in your pack. The most recent one, let me go to it because it was a banger of a player as well. Most recent one was Mr. Meaty Chunks. So he signed up and got Pedro Cardona as a free player. Let me just take you through here. Pedro Cardona. And he got this from the free pack. So Pedro Cardona. It is this guy right here. A 78 rated centre back worth over $75. So it's covered the cost of the club already, which is delightful. With that being said, guys, of course, if you're enjoying the content, feel free to drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let me take you through what I've done now to prepare for the new season. I've filled my clubs out. I've got good plans and strategies with some of them, and some of them are genuine farm clubs. I've had to license 4 more clubs. And before we get into all of that, I am not ready on Club 135, guys. I've been awful. But I have registered the club. I've got 2 players so far, both 67 rated. I think we're going to need around a 70 rated squads to be able to get promoted out of ice. So if you do want your player in Club 135, just reach out to me on Discord, on Twitter, or wherever you can to offer me your player. Of course, you will just get a flat 5% rev share, no minimum games, no, like, nothing, you know, you're just guaranteed it. I just put my kind of ungiveawayable, pretty much, commons in the club to register it. And then as the club fills up, I'll just delete those contracts and it will just be as Club 135 should be. I was supposed to do it over this weekend, but I had a wedding to go to on Saturday. I had a thing on Sunday in the afternoon as well. And it just, time got away from me. What can I say? What can I say? With that being said, with that being said about 6 or 7 times, haven't I? I tried something out a couple of days ago, and I was somewhat pleased and somewhat disappointed to see that it worked. And what I mean by that, let me go to my HQ here, is I actually sold a player. So Frankowski, I listed him. He's 17 years old. I listed him for $11 just to see if he would sell, because he's 44 rated. He's 17 years old. He's a CDM with good pace and good shooting, but terrible passing, terrible defending, and decent physical. Obviously, he could be a monster player. He could be terrible, but I just wanted to kind of see whether or not I could sell these younger players for good money, because I do think going forwards, I was thinking about what's the likelihood of me being able to maintain Prestige 26 in iron, or if I get there bronze, and I should get there this season, but in iron or bronze or silver, I'm never realistically going to be able to maintain that yet through the funneling system that I'm setting up at the bottom level of opening as many common packs as I can and just having the law of averages be on my side, where eventually some of those players will become rare and replenish the players there. I need years or seasons of MFL time for that to develop, for that strategy to develop and to work. So I thought to myself, what's going to happen if next season I've got, next season, let's say what's going to happen next season if I've got a player that retires and I need to replenish them. I'm going to have to buy a player in until I can facilitate that through my own agency. And so I'm now sitting here thinking, and I kind of wish I did it all now that I sold that one player for $7. But I'm now sitting here thinking, at the end of this season, all of my 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, and 18-year-olds, I've got 3 17-year-olds available now, 5 18-year-olds, and a few 19-year-olds. I might just sell them all. And anytime I pick up a 19-year-old or younger, I might just sell them. Because, for example, let's take a look at Road here. I can't imagine he's worth anything because he is 37 rated, 135045. He's 37 rated, 13504. Oh my God, I thought I had a glitch in the matrix there. He's still valued. No, wait, that's not my player. 135045, 135054. Wow, the fall from grace here is going to be crazy, isn't it? He is valued at still, honestly, at $2. I think it's ludicrous that somebody would actually pay $2 just because he's 19, because he's 37 rated. And when we look at the 18-year-olds, if we take like the higher rated one, so 137796, this 18-year-old is apparently valued at over $21. Already, I could just sell my teenagers and it would give me the funds to facilitate at least one, maybe 2 players next season for Prestige 26. And so I wonder if I just sell my teenagers consistently to the point now where I might even sell these players. I could even cancel their contract if somebody wanted to, put them in their own club. Maybe I should just delete them from the teams anyway, refill them with players that I've got left in the agency because I haven't quite sent everyone through, and just sell them on, because I could raise, a couple $100 from these teenagers. And with the MFL that I'll get at the end of the season, spam those common packs again, sell the teenagers again. And over time, my 20 pluses will grow, my teenagers will get sold, and the revenue from that will be used to replenish players in Prestige 26. Something to think about for me anyway. And it only kind of came about, I was pretty sure I listed 3 players. They don't come unlisted, do they? When is there a way to see if a player is listed, is transfer listed? Oh, listing for sale. Okay, I definitely transfer listed 3 players. Does that mean I sold 3 players? Hold on. No, bought in the 28th of the 4th. Okay. But yeah, bottom line is I'm very tempted to sell those 17-year-olds, because especially the 17-year-olds here. So like Voigt, for example, 115341. Some of them were listed at like over $20, $30. He's only at $6. Probably because he's solo rated. I wonder if this Fernandez guy as well, 135082. I wonder if he's also worth like $15, $20 potentially. $12 for him. I would gladly sell him for $12. Like I say, I'd be able to facilitate Prestige 26, and then the more commons we open, we get some teenagers, we sell them on. It's a decent strategy until my own players start coming through the ranks to be good enough for me. With that being said, guys, say it again. There you go. I want to showcase to you lot what I've done with every club. So as you can see here, we've got some new teams: Evo Spark Farm 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've filled in some other teams. The Diamond Heist is pretty much ready to go. I do still need a couple of players in the Diamond Heist. We're registered. We're fine on that regard. We've got a team together. I've got my own. Valenti is my player that I've just sent there because he'll just get some good training and the rotation will be good. But I need a centre mid and a right mid. If anyone's got a rough 8, it has to be minimum 80, but 80 plus player that they want to get 1%, maybe 1.5% of the fees, the platinum rewards from, feel free to reach out. Looking specifically for a centre mid and a right mid, and then this will be the starting 11 for the team for the season, basically. And so hopefully we can. I wonder if actually Boucher over Roy gets set right back. No, it's the same. Pretty much we're good to go we're going to be rotating the club as much as we can and then putting the big team in for cup bonuses. But because we have such limited players in the team, and we've already got the 5 under 80s in there now, I'm looking for 80 pluses to allow for some rotation. So if you have it, let me know. No problem at all. Prestige 26 is ready to go. I ummed and ahed about what I was going to do with this club. I couldn't decide if I wanted to loan all of my own players out or if I wanted to keep them and push for promotion. Based on looking at the projections for where teams would finish in Iron, I think I've got a strong squad. You know, the top Iron squads are up at like 82, but the like, you know, the big teams in general in like the 81-ish region, and we're kind of there, you know, we're kind of there. Worst case scenario, I'll be in like the upper echelons pushing for promotion, top 3 sort of situation. I'm just excited for this group of players that I've got here now. I really need to buy a new goalkeeper, man. I don't know if I can go around with a 74 goalkeeper. Might have to be something. I'll watch the first few games. If my goalkeepers are just having honkers, I might just have to buy a couple new goalkeepers or at least one new goalkeeper to go in there. But this team is just good. Even though it's not, the overalls aren't always spectacular, the team is good. I feel comfortable with it. I feel confident. I've got good rotation options. You know, with the formation that we're playing, with the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, we've got a cam and a CM, a CDM and a CM, centre back and right back, a left back and a goalkeeper. The only thing I don't have is a striker. And so when it comes to needing to rotate the striker, Đorđević is going to have to go up front. The striker will rotate out. Blixt will go in at cam. Then the Đorđević will come out. The striker will go back in. Blixt will stay in at cam. So Blixt is going to probably get quite a lot of game time here. It's going to be a tight rotations, but hopefully it's going to be good. And I just hope to have a good season. Ideally, I would love to get promoted. I don't think this team is good enough to get promoted, but ideally, I'd love to get promoted because an 81-ish, I'm pretty sure this team's around like an average of like maybe like 78, 79, something like that, maybe around there. When you look at bronze, that level of club is good enough to stay away from relegation. Getting into bronze is the problem. If I can get into bronze, I can stay in bronze for a good few seasons, especially as I expect these players to progress as well. But Prestige 26, it's not going to be the season it was last season, where there's lots of wins, lots of quality, you know, big performances and kind of fighting at the top. This, I feel like Prestige 26 is going to be a mid-table battle, hopefully edging to push towards the top end of the table. Then we've got Club 135. As I said, it's not ready yet. Then we've got First Owner FC. Now, this is just in the Ice Division. And when we look at the Ice Division from the divisional ratings here, you're looking at like the top teams are up at the 80s. Obviously, there's probably some whales that have come in that just want to work through the ranks, which is absolutely fine. But you're looking at like mid 70s down to 70 for the, like that really top end. And for the team that I've built for First Owner FC, we're not quite there. We're in the 60s. Obviously, these are first owner players. These are players that I've got out of packs. These are all my own players that I own. It is still a decent team, and I've got some really nice options and some really nice players here. The average here for me is like mid-60s, so I feel like we're going to be a mid-table team here as well. I would like to get another team promoted into Stone. It's not going to be First Owner FC, but it might be Road to Glory. Now, Road to Glory initially was created to be me going into the market, trying to get players to as cheap as I could in terms of rev share, and kind of work my way up, like get promoted, keep 30% of the revenue for myself, give 70% away. The next season, the same thing. The next season, the same thing. The sad reality of it is it's a lot of time investment to start those negotiations, build those relationships and such. And I honestly just don't have that time available right now. So I've put in my kind of second set of best players. So Prestige 26 is my best agency players. Road to Glory is my next best agency players. This is like high 70s. This team, depending on the league strength that we get put into, could have a promotional push. The sad part here is the rotation isn't great. The rotation players are quite low rated. So again, depending on the strength of the cup that I'm in, depending on the strength that of the league that I'm in, we could have a great season or a really distinctly average season here with Road to Glory. With Team Sweat, also now in the Ice Division, guys. This is another team of quality. Sorry, I beg your pardon. The Road to Glory team is the kind of third string of players that I've got. Team Sweat is a team I expect to get promoted into Stone. And I expect this team to be able to maintain in Stone the following season as well. And hopefully we'll get a lot of tier breakers. You know, we've got a lot of 74s and 73s in here this season. This team should be good enough. You know, it's in that upper echelon of 70s, the mid 70s and such. This team should be good enough to win the league. This is like quite a lot of the players in this team were in Prestige 26 last season. You know, Komatsu, Durica, Aparicio, Usta, Tajima, Cambaraj, Richel, Vuk, Mezaros, Edstrom, Adam, Sekayera, de Medeiros, Valera, Graziani, all from Prestige 26 last season. And it's kind of like this team was, apart from maybe like 2 or 3 players, was good enough to get us promoted last season. In theory, it should be good enough to get us promoted this season. Then, hey, if I can get another team into Stone. Wait, this team promoted me from Stone to Iron, though, didn't it? Maybe not. Yeah, either way, this is a really strong team. So we've finally got a couple of really strong ice teams. You know, we're looking at probable promotion with Team Sweat, potential promotion with Road to Glory, and then we've got Prestige 26 in Iron, which is really nice. Then we've got these Spark teams. So some of these teams have purpose, some of them don't. Some of them are just me putting my best players, like, you know, a group of players in and going from there. And Golden Oldies is me just putting in a group of players. I tried to keep the overalls as close as possible until I started running out of players. And then I just put anybody and everybody in there. I also tried to build some setups with different formations. I've got a few of these teams that I've got. They're going to be 3 at the back, some 4 at the back, no 5 at the backs, some 4-3-3s, some 4-4-2s, some 4-1-2-1-2 narrows. I've really tried to diversify in the ability to have different formations and tactics, just in case something is a little bit stronger than something else, and we can take advantage there. Now, FC Holding, this is quite possibly my favorite team outside of the big teams to watch this season. This is the Cup team. This is a team full of players, and as you can see here, in terms of, have I not got goalkeepers? Oh, I was going to say. This is a team full of players that are way better than their positional. Griffin is a 50 rated player that's a 56 right back. Ford is a 51 rated player who's a 54 centre back. Aquino is a 41 rated player who's a 48 rated centre back. Ali is the only one of the few players anyway that's their actual ratings, so just didn't have anybody that had better stats. Dorado is also a 53-53. Schwartz is a 51-53, but then Fabry is a 48 right back who's a 54 right wing on his tertiary position. We've got Pugh as a 41 rated striker that bumps up to a 52. We've got Murillo for a 46 rated who bumps up to a 53. And then Limon, who's a 52 rated who bumps up to a 60. And some of these other players also have really good kind of progress in that regard. Some of them don't. Some of them are there just to be rotation players. This team, although for the first few games of the season until the cups are drawn, this team will be played mostly in the first few games of the season, but then it will be the rotation team in the league. I don't care where we finish in the league with this team. This team is a cup team, and I expect genuinely to be able to win whatever cup round we get put into, because we should get put into a cup that is a sum of the best 16 players, which is kind of like, well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So if you added all of that up and divided by 16, we'd be somewhere around the 50 mark, the 550. I actually think it's about 500 the average is, but yeah, about 550 or so. This is a 550 rated best 16 that is a 590 rated overall, and that's not even with my captain. 592 rated overall. We've got a humongous boost in terms of the differential, and I hope to utilize that to win a cup. That's the aim. Anyway, that is the aim, of course. So Holding FC, I'm really excited about. Neuchatel Ice Farm is just, I think I've got a couple of teams where I've done some really fun stuff with overalls. Doesn't look like it's this one. This one is just full of the 50 to 51s. Again, try to get it as close as possible. And it's interesting this season in Spark. It's going to be really interesting to see where mid 50 rated team or a 50 rated team can take you, because last season it was towards the back end of the table, right? So we're 52s and 54s, so we're probably somewhere around like this sort of range here. But a lot of these teams would have got promoted and replaced by poor, like really poor teams. So I wonder if an average of like 52, 53, 54 has kind of shifted up the division a little bit. And if it has, and we get put in a really, if we get in a favored league in terms of like quality, a team like this could genuinely push up to the top. I'm not saying it can get promoted. I don't think it can. I don't even think it can finish in promotion playoffs. But I'm really excited for the moments in MFL when teams like this can be competitive in their league. I'm really excited for that. So Neuchâtel Ice Farm is also there, guys. Pack to Glory, of course, we've already actually discovered and uncovered. There's a few players in Pack to Glory, 3 players that we've added in. I'm very, very excited about, and it does happen to be the biggest boys there. Amato, Jefferoy, and Foster. They are going to be in our team. I need to maybe change formation. Have I got a CDM on one of my centre mids? Yeah, I have CDM there. So we're actually going to go to 4-1-2-1-2 wide, and it's going to be going to go back in at striker. Marin's going to go in at left mid. D'Amato is going to be our cam. Oh, no, wait. I've got 2 cams, haven't I? That's why I couldn't do it. Never mind. Let's reset that. I'm going to have to, when I change formation, it's going to be like that. So, yeah, Pack to Glory is done. For the farms here, they're all over the shop. Like, the tactics are going to be blasted. Look at that. We've got 53s at the top and 46s at the bottom. All 4 of the crazy, and the 4th one is like the worst of the lot, right? It's like we've got, look at that, 53 rated at the top down to 40 rated at the bottom. It was just about getting a team that could play. All of these Ice Farm teams, all 4 of them, I fully expect to finish bottom of their table, do nothing, next to nothing in the cups, because they're not even competent teams to go in the cups. They're not the sort of players that have got like really good defending, but like, like for example, the right back here, our actual right backs, 44 and 49 defending for 51 rated right back. So whatever cup we get put in, we're going to get battered. Like they're all here to lose. That's fine. We've got Spark to Glory. What did I do for Spark to Glory? Which one was this one? Okay, so Spark to Glory's got quite a few good players in it, actually. And the idea, of course, is to get promoted with this team out of Spark, which I would like to hope, I would like to hope that this is the sort of team that can get promoted. Maybe not directly promoted, but through playoffs. It's a strong team. It should be in the upper bits of the table. Another little team put together there for Spark to Glory. Then we've got the agency we've already been through, of course, guys. The COS experiment and the MFL experiment we've already been through. We've got the Tunis Ice Farm. This is now obviously a Spark farm. This is one of my favorite teams for the season. And the reason why, I tried to do a tier breaker team. I didn't have enough players in correct positions to go into the team, but I got as close as possible. So everybody in this team is 54 or 53 rated. And so obviously the 53 rated need 2 levels to go up, but any progression here is going to see this team tier break. They're in perfect training conditions. And so I'm really hopeful that we can have a fun season with the Tunis Ice Farm guys. And then FC Under 21 is this season actually under 21s. Everybody in the team is 21 or under. And I think I won't be able to do it this season straight away. I'll have to take some more agency players for next season. But I want basically, like, let's say this team earns 1,200 MFL and I open 2 common packs. If the players are under 21, they go into the team. If they're not, they get sold. And with the money that I make, I buy players under 21 to put into the team. That's kind of like the long-term goal, but it's not really the overall goal. What you'll notice with this team as well, guys, is it's a really wide range of players. They're not the best players in the agency anyway, but I just think it's fun to have an under 21s team actually playing together. If they get good progression, amazing. If they get any results, amazing. You can see here the back line is shocking. The midfield is okay. The front line is decent. But yeah, it's going to be another one of those ones where it's like maybe we'll get the odd win or 2 here or there in the cup, maybe 1 or 2 in the league. But this is more about the progression. And I do appreciate that for the 54, the 51 and whatnot, they're going to take a battering in training XP. But hey, it is what it is. And then for the rest of my agency, guys, I have got a few players that are still that don't have a club at the moment. They are not good. In fact, they are real bad. The problem is I could just go and mint another club to put these guys in. What have I got left? 14. I actually don't have enough now either. Anyway, it's because I put some into Club 135. So I'll probably have enough players to actually put a team together. I just don't have I don't have any left backs. I don't have any strikers. Like, I can't actually put a team together. I still don't know if that's worthwhile, me just like building another club, putting all of these in, registering it, and literally just eating dirt to get whatever would come at the bottom of Spark. Is it worth just putting all of those guys in for their own training? They're going to take some horrible match ratings. Oh, we're not assigned to... Of course, we're not assigned to a league. Let's go here. Is it worth doing that? For 950 MFL? I've only got an hour to decide. Do you know what? Just to have them in a club, it probably is. So I'm going to do that as well for those last players. For now, though, guys, bit of a short one today. I just wanted to kind of bring you up to speed with what I've done. I want to get this video out before 10 p.m. So if you haven't registered your club, hopefully it'll nudge you to do so. But that is going to be the end of the video for today. As always, thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.